No, Wanda's out of it because Wanda did it. Originally, Alan was the one that said, "Can you do a spec for glass windows?" She did it. She put it to bid. Nobody bid it. The problem is no one knows what they're doing for procedure. No one understands procedure. They just don't understand what's got to get done. And everybody puts all their faith in Ken, and he's the dumbest cocksucker going. And Alan really doesn't, he just wants it done, and that's all he wants. And that's how we get in trouble. In my opinion of Alan, he doesn't really care what it costs. That's what's disturbing. If he weren't involved, he would have paid that $80,000 in 30 seconds. He didn't give a fuck about $80,000. But this is the problem when you take the board out of the financial loop. I mean, right now, I think Alan realizes he can't do that shit no more. But, I just don't understand why you would because Ken doesn't want someone to open them. Go fuck yourself, Ken. It's not your decision. So, I haven't questioned it yet. But I guarantee you, if you ask the glass company, they're going to say, fuck knows. I'm assuming they had to give Ken something. I don't want to say too much because they're something. I don't want to say too much because they're not getting that money. And then when I go down there and everybody starts crying, I'm going to say, well, did you go down there and say, don't do nothing without talking on? So I'm going to say to him, you remember when I said that to you? Did you fucking listen? No, you didn't listen. You went to Ken and thought he was the king. And what happened? You're going to get it right up your ass. All this money, we don't even have a fucking window. How much can one of those window glass cost? Maybe $1,000? Who the fuck were you to take those windows out? I'm so fucking pissed. But I guarantee you 100% it was Ken. Yeah, because he used to nail the window shut. He didn't want no one to open the windows. Town of Wappingers is putting windows in now, and they're making them big so people can get out if there's a shooting. How are you going to get out of our building if there's a shooting? You're going to see how fast I could have got out that little awning window. We could have made them a little taller. Ken is fucking crazy. I don't fucking know what the hell I fucking did with this fucking clown. I'm just so mad we don't have windows. I'm just so fucking mad. What you should have done is made the windows 3 feet tall so you could get out. Price was the only thing I'm worried about. I don't give a fuck. We ain't giving them one nickel.
You reached Dan Franks, Deputy Building. Town of Wappingers, Dan speaking.
Hi, Dan. I had a few questions about a project the Town Hall put in special windows for emergency situations.
I believe they did that across the ES.
Was there a specific fire code that discusses putting in windows like that?
Yes.
Because I could only find residential code.
Hold on one second, okay?
Thanks.
So I'm just looking because it's complicated with commercial.
Thank you for calling LaGrange Fire District Station 2. This is an emergency. Please hang up and immediately dial 911. LaGrange Fire District, Bria speaking.
Hi. If there was a concern about a building, who would we contact to get it checked out by the fire department?
Deputy Chief Champion, LaGrange Fire District.
Hi. I had a question about who to contact about a safety concern within a building. Fire safety concern.
All right. What's the building? What's the address for the building?
120 Stringham Road.
Concern?
Lack of egress windows.
Okay. Are you the concerned citizen?
I'm a
tenant?
concerned citizen. People who are employed there are not able to open windows. I believe that there were windows that were nailed shut, non-operational. I don't know if they are exempt because they have enough travel distance for egress. I'm not as familiar with the non-residential. I'm trying to look through it, but I understand that it is much more complicated. There are concerns, though, for the employees there that they don't have adequate means to ventilate. Not just fire, but do something chemically in the building. There's no way to get fresh air in there. No way to leave if there's a shooting or something. They just put all new windows and Wappingers, to protect, to try to protect if there's an emergency situation like that. And it seems that there's nothing for the protection of the people in that building.
All right. There's a town code enforcement would be best suited to look into because they enforce the codes. So the fire district does not enforce the codes. So that is a town operation.
Am well aware of that. However, the employees who are responsible for that are not certified or only recently became certified, and I don't believe that they are competent to do that job. How do we request that the fire department actually inspects this?
So the fire department does not do inspections to enforce the codes?
Not to enforce it, but just to see if it meets it and if there's a safety issue that they would like to suggest that the town looks into.
We can reach out to the town and voice that there was a concern of a lack of egress and ventilation and go from there. But again, as I stated, we we can make observations and potential safety recommendations, but it's not. We have no enforceability. I have access to the town board's membership.
Okay.
We have their numbers here, so we are able to reach out to them.
Okay.
Did you want to leave your name and number? This way we can let you know that we passed the word along.
The best contact is 845-656-4431.
845-656-4431. And your name again, sir?
Let's just leave it as concerned citizen.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Press 1 for the town clerk. Press 2 for the deputy town clerk. Please hold a moment. Town clerk's office, Sharon speaking. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm just taking a survey. Could you tell me, is there a plan for you if there were to be an emergency, such as a fire or an active shooter, in the lobby there?
Yes.
And how would you leave?
Well, if there's an active shooter in the lobby, we wouldn't leave. We'd probably all just go into the vault. Our doors are always locked, and we have the glass around our windows so they can't get in.
What if there's a
And
fire?
then the safest place would be the vault. If there's a fire, we have only one way out, and that's the door, this door. Or the only other option is if we couldn't get out our door to take something heavy like the chair and break the glass. We're not that far up.
There's no way for you to open any windows?
No.
No egress windows at all in any of the offices?
Not that I'm aware of. I can just speak from my office.
Right,
Not
right.
in our office.
Because the town of Wappinger, they replaced all their windows to have egress, just calling to see if we had any plan. So it would just be to go in the vault in an active shooter situation, or...
I mean, that would be the safest place for us because you can't get in. Do you know what I mean? And
Right, right.
The active shooter can't get into our office because of the glass and the door. They wouldn't be able to even get into and our door's always closed. They wouldn't even be able to get into our office.
Okay, and that's just on your side. Any of the other
Yes, and
offices?
I can't speak for them. I don't know what their plans are. I apologize,
Okay.
but I can't speak for them.
Right, I understand. All right, well, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Hi, sorry to bother you. I just got some information. I wanted to follow up with you here and get your side of the story. It's my understanding you were do you have children that go to the schools in the area?
I don't know if I should answer that or not.
That's fine. That's fair enough. Are you you're allowed to call and ask information, but just explain to me, did you call the town earlier today and inquire about different types of like emergency plans or what specifically the town hall or what was that about?
Of course I did, yes.
Okay. What were you specifically inquiring about?
Window egress.
Window egress? And were you given like the appropriate answers or to your satisfaction, I guess?
Yes, that the employees have no option to get out in a fire other than the front doors.
Okay. Would that include an emergency crisis situation or like an active shooter plan? Is that what you were asking about?
Wappinger's installed windows with consideration of an active shooter situation. So I called to ask if the town had any plan for an emergency situation like a fire or an active shooter, as it has been discussed in other towns, and we don't have windows that open.
Okay. And I mean, meetings are held here, court is held here, like if there is something, I could understand that. I didn't know that Wappingers went forward with that. Like that's probably something like very smart actually to do.
Yeah, considering how congested our courtroom gets, if there was ever a situation, I don't know who would be liable for it, but I contacted fire and the fire department and the state building fire code people. They led me to the right source because it's not residential. But if the town is trying to say that I threatened by calling about an emergency situation, well, good for them. But
No. They did not say that you threatened. I spoke to them about that. I said, you are allowed to ask about all the information. It was not reported that you threatened anyone. I just want to make that clear because I think.
They thought it was relevant because I didn't give my name or anything. They thought it relevant to give my phone number called asking about active shooter. So I see where that's going.
Yeah, I just had to do my diligence.
Oh, I understand.
Get your side of the story. It sounds like how you just explained it to me. That's like 100% relevant, and you know, if you would just said, hey, f you, like I'm not answering your question. Like I kind of pick up vibes too.
Right.
So I get what you mean. So I just wanted to clarify that, just so that for my information. And I know that I spoke to everyone here. Like there was no like issue. Like I didn't see what happened before I got up there, but from what you had told me, and then what from the town supervisor told me, you guys both matched up. It just came to a point of like you were speaking longer than they wanted you to speak, or were allowed to speak, however you want to explain it.
Because they've been breaking the law, and their attorney told them that they're breaking the law. And I have that on a recording, so the state police has actually protected the town, and that's not, I don't want to say it's their fault, but it's definitely a negligence factor.
If it's a civil, if it's not a criminal, as in like...
It is criminal. It's trespass from a town employee.
It's a trespass for a town employee?
Yeah, town employees trespass regularly because they say that the town code lets them enter property whenever they want to, wherever they want to. And the town attorney told them that's illegal. It's a violation of federal and state constitution. And they continue to do it anyway. That's a criminal charge. It is government employee breaking federal and state constitution. They somehow are being protected. So I've been a pain in their butt, and I'm happy to state that. I've done nothing wrong.
Yeah, no. I thought you meant like something to do with the building, but no. It's like if you have issues like with your property and like someone's there that's not supposed to be there, you can call us.
I have.
Or the sheriff, like whoever you want to call.
I called state police, and they refused to take. He was told not to file the report because the town employee told him she was allowed to do that according to the town code. I explained to him that violation of the state constitution, which he was sworn to protect.
Right.
And then I spoke to his supervisor, and they all said there's nothing we can do here. We don't write reports on government employees. So I appreciate it if you are an honest person, but I've been threatened by this town enough that I'm not going to be quiet about it, but I'm not going to I'm not going to disturb the peace.
I understand.
I'm just going to be honest and transparent, and if that means that the town thinks that they need to hire an armed guard at the taxpayer's expense, or call the police, which I'm sorry for wasting your time, for doing something that I'm allowed to do, then, I mean, that's just on them, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I know, and I know, like we've had other towns and different courts, like, ask us to come because, like, people come in and are recording, which they're allowed to do. Yeah. Well, like I said, I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me. Like, I'm sorry that you're mixed up in all this.
Can I ask?
It sounds like
you discussed kids, which is completely unrelated to the active shooter insinuation. Do I have something to be worried about?